Once again, I'm on location at a top secret location in Canada, in the province of Ontario, just outside of Toronto, in York Region, not far from Newmarket. And the reason why I'm here is, well, what better way to review a lens like the Viltrox 23mm f1.4 than out on location? It wouldn't look very good if I was shooting my basement. It's unfinished, and well, you guys would probably change the channel already. And it's just beautiful. Now it is cold, that's why I'm wearing my mitts and I'm wearing my coat. It's -6 right now, that's -6 Celsius. And my lips are probably turning purple. It's not the camera, it's not how I've color corrected, they are turning purple. This is what happens to me when it's cold. So you're just gonna have to bear with that. But I'm up here again with the village mare from Mississauga. And the reason being, well, I've shot a lot of videos this week and I just didn't feel like doing an awful lot more work and want to work with Tim. I had a lot of fun when we did our last review. So, well, without further ado, let's hand it over to Tim.
Hey, it's the village mare here, and I am very excited to be here in York Region, far from where I live in Mississauga, but I am excited to try out the Viltrox 23mm 1.4, which is attached to my Canon EOS M50, and I was really excited to try this because I also have here the pancake lens, which is a 22mm. So this is actually my go-to lens whenever I'm out doing my architecture photography or food photography. This is actually in my camera 95% of the time. So it was quite interesting when Simon had said, hey, do you want to try out this Viltrox? I said, sure. So what I mean, as you can see the difference between the two, I do like the pancake lens because it is very light. I could put it in my pocket and I can take photos downtown Toronto without looking like a tourist. But I really also like the Viltrox because it actually feels like a real lens. And it also has a lens hood. Now, if you've heard of this pancake lens, it does have a lens hood, but it's very small and very crappy. It's almost not even worth purchasing. But with this lens hood here on the Viltrox, it does certainly help, especially with the beautiful sunny conditions we have here today. So driving up to York Region this morning, it was really cold. It was about -6 degrees Celsius, and there's a lot of opportunities for unique photography. There was a lot of frost on the grass, and something I don't really see out in Mississauga because we're closer to the lake, so it's not as cold as up here. And the beauty of this park is just stunning. The forest is just beautiful, and especially now that it's Halloween, the day that we're actually filming, you can hear the whispering of the trees as the wind blows, and it has a bit of a haunting kind of feel to it. One of the most impressed part of the park and the trail system are the 2 lookout points. And these lookout points have little kind of squares cut out where you can actually view some of the migrating birds or the wildlife without actually disturbing them. This is actually one of the highlights of today's visit. And also because it's fall, a lot of the geese are now flying south. So some of the things that we saw today was I don't know if you've seen Canada geese before. When they fly south, they have that V shape that they fly over the skies and the horizon. We saw a lot of that today, which was really, really nice. And unfortunately, we also saw some geese stuck in the ice as well because it's so cold here. And it was -6 overnight, and yesterday was actually pretty cold as well. So yeah, there were a couple of geese that were stuck in the ice, which wasn't too good, but hopefully they're able to escape now that the temperatures have warmed up. And so I took the opportunity today to try out the Viltrox 23mm and also my pancake lens, the 22mm. Both of them, really, there's not much of a difference. I've taken a couple of photos from the lookout point and from the trail system, and also a couple of photos in the forest as well. Overall, I found both lenses to be quite similar in image quality. Again, as I mentioned, both of them are quite sharp, and the color was pretty good. The only thing is now both lenses don't have image stabilization built in, so it will be quite shaky, especially if you're going to do some video. I did some video shots and it shook, and that's not the fault of the lens. I mean, the camera itself doesn't have IBIS or any kind of, it has digital stabilization, but sometimes that's not enough. And that's, again, not the fault of the lens, the both lens itself. Now, one of the things I did was also look at the sharpness from different f-stops. So what I did was took photos of the floorboard, the wooden floorboard, and from different f-stops. So 1.4 is the minimum for the Viltrox, and then 2, 4, 5.6, 8, up to 16, which is the maximum. Again, overall sharpness from corner to corner, right down to the center. What I did find is there's a bit of vignetting, especially from 1.4 and 2, which again is not a surprise. A lot of other lenses have similar qualities. Once again, to the 4, 5, and so on, that's when it actually stops. But overall, I found the lens really, really good. Again, with its construction, it does feel like a true lens compared to the pancake lens that I have. And the overall sharpness, it's very comparable to the Canon native lens. And so I do recommend purchasing this lens if that's an option. If you do have the M50 or the M6, or if you intend to purchase the M50 Mark II in the future, this is certainly one option.
Tim, thanks a lot for coming up from Mississauga once again to help me test and review the Viltrox 23mm f1.4. It's fall, as you can see, the leaves are falling around me, and it was very cold this morning. It's warmed up now, it's about 6 degrees Celsius. Now, one thing that was pretty clear to me from this review is that the Viltrox 23mm f1.4 is a really good lens, but it's primarily designed for stills photographers because it doesn't have any image stabilization, and of course the M50 that we were testing it on doesn't have IBIS either. So if you're going to be shooting video with this lens, you're going to need to use a tripod or a gimbal or even a glide cam. But I was quite happy with the sharpness of it throughout the entire focal range. I was very happy with it in terms of the color it produced and the ability that we were able to punch in later on. As you can see in some of these videos where I'm zooming in, it's not losing a lot of detail. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win the Synco Lav S6E and M3 shotgun microphones. I'll be awarding these two prizes to one lucky viewer once the channel reaches 20,000 subscribers, which isn't that far away. And then for every 10,000 subscribers after that, I'll be offering up a better and more expensive prize until the channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. At which point, I'll be awarding a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon. What do you think, Tim? Oh, come on. Let's do it, let's do it. I'm not looking for a bloopers reel to embarrass you. Now, so look photographic, or look like a photographer. Where's the camera?
Oh, here.
There you go. Subscribe for your chance to win two Synco Lav microphones. I was doing so well too.
I know, what happened?